What is going on, everybody? It is Craig, and we are back with. Well, actually, today I'm going to be doing 3 of these videos, although only one will go live today. Um, Movie number 41. And it is an unusual one, this movie, because there's elements that could have been really good, and then there's some of the worst acting I've ever seen. So I'm really confused with this. Plus, there was a difficult issue as the lead villain, if you will, looked very similar to John Cryer as Lex Luthor. So I kept seeing him as Lex Luthor, and then even a little bit as Alan from 2.5 Men. So that didn't help. The more confusing part is I was trying to look up that guy on IMDb to see who he was, see if maybe it's something else I knew him from. And when I look at this on IMDb, I don't see his photo, and the one name I think he is, because I don't remember, I don't feel like going back to it, I watched it on Prime, I don't know, this might be his first thing, or one of his first things, so his claim to fame at the moment might just be he looks like John Cryer. But that aside, premise, he wants to make the greatest horror movie ever. Okay, that's an overachiever. And so he brings a top director who has fallen off, and just some random actors and actresses who are new, and the thought is, oh, by them being new, you get better fear, etc. And as you might imagine, since he wants to do the greatest horror movie ever, what's he going to do? He's going to really do a horror movie by killing people. And then he tries to get who was the guy? Tyrone Magnus, who actually acted pretty well. I don't know what is my ring light, folks. I'm trying. It's killing me. I think I need a new one. But for now, whatever. We just keep flashing lights on and off, and we have fun with it like a rave. Tyrone Magnus was fine, and there were definitely names I knew. That's why this is so tricky. There are some names. There's a couple actors who I'd known before from other things, not necessarily super positively, like Sarah Butler. She was in this I Spit on Your Grave, one of the remakes. Tiffany M. Jordan, I just know I've seen her in a bunch of things. In this movie, she's this menacing character. And a couple of the others, the little guy who reminds me of Muggsy Bogues, I've seen him in a bunch of comedies mainly. But anyway, about the movie, about the idea it was interesting, the idea, and they shot some solid scenes at times, and then they shot some scenes with some of the worst acting you've ever seen in your life. People, at one point they laid down in a van that didn't have windows to hide, but the guy could just open the door. And if you sit up, there's no window. It didn't make any sense. Plus it's like, oh, we'll save you. I just met you. I don't want to save you. We gotta save them. No, we shouldn't save them. Wait, we should save them. No, we shouldn't. Like all that back and forth stuff. It had a cool ending. I mean, it did, and it did sort of, it did allude to it though early on. So even though it was kind of a cool ending, it's almost like, yeah, okay. So they kind of did more or less what they told you they were going to do. I got you. How do they get away with it? How do they put out a movie, and all these people are dead, and no one's looking for the actors anymore? And that's not the first time they shot a movie like that. So there's a lot of things like that don't make sense to me. But as far as some of the character, this does have some of the better character development I've seen in a lower scale horror movie. I'm not comparing this to theatrical releases or anything like that, but you do get a lot, especially on the Tyrone Magnus guy. Ethan Shore in the movie. You get a lot about him and some of the hardships he had. You do get a little bit with Sarah Butler, and her kill, and I'm going to say kill, she kills. Sarah Butler is often a victim in horror movies, whether it's a murder victim or something else, which is fine. I'd love to have a career like that. It'd be a lot of fun. Might not pay as much as teaching does, but who knows. But I can't recommend this movie, unfortunately, though, even though I said all the stuff I said, because of some of the really bad acting and just nonsensical things. Plus, there's times when they're shooting scenes, it's almost like they're in different places. And I don't mean different places, oh, they went to a store in this scene. I mean, like, the outside of the house in one place looks like it's on a normal block, and other times it's kind of like, oh, it looks like it's meant to be hidden in like the forest or wood somewhere. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm seeing neighbors' mailboxes, a couple of things, and then I'm not. So that's just strange. But it did get me on track back and watching some movies, which is good. Like, like you've heard me vacillate back and forth constantly on this list. Where I get to 100, when I get to 100, and 2.5 months in, it was looking horrible. Right now, as long as I'm putting 3 in the can today, so I'll be up to 43. As long as I get 50 by the end of the month, I am dead set on the perfect track for 100. And I'll tell you, July, especially with all the bootleg shark movies, I tend to watch a lot of them. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to give this one, I'm not going to totally destroy it because it had elements, but I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. And, like I said, my scaling system. It's worth watching for some things. It's definitely worth avoiding for others. So I guess flip a coin and decide. So 4 out of 10, folks. Thanks for checking out my video. And if you're one of the tens and tens of people that have been enjoying this ride with me, I appreciate it too. And again, I keep saying this. Give me some suggestions. Put them down in the comments. I think I've only gotten 2 suggestions my whole time doing it. Well, no. I've gotten more than 2, but I've gotten a lot of stuff that was out in the theater at the time that I've seen or that I wouldn't be able to see on Tubi or anything like that. But anyway, 4 out of 10. Peace out, everybody. Till next time.